Ronna Romney McDaniel, the chairwoman of the Republican National Committee, issued, I guess, what could be called a warning shot to the Commission on Presidential Debates this week when she told them that if you don't play by our rules, then I'm going to tell whoever the 2024 Republican candidate is that they should sit out the presidential debates. Now, McDaniel is once again repeating the false talking points from Donald Trump from 2020 that somehow the Presidential Debate Commission is unfair, that it's biased towards the Democrats or the liberals or the progressives. That could not be further from the truth. You typically have far more right-leaning moderators than you do left-leaning ones. But Donald Trump is still pissed off, and so the rest of the Republican Party has to be pissed off with him, about the fact that after the first presidential debate last fall, Donald Trump was diagnosed with COVID-19. Because of that, the second debate, they wanted to move to a virtual format. So that way you keep everybody safe, right? I mean, we're in the middle of a pandemic. We still get to have the debate. You're just not on stage with one another. Sure, why is that not good enough? Well, Trump said no. He said, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing a debate, so I'm sitting this one out. And so they said, okay, well, Joe Biden, if we got the time blocked off, if you want to come and just do it, we'll do it. And he did. And it worked out extremely well for Joe Biden. And of course, that pissed Donald Trump off. He showed up to the next debate and, it is what it is. But the debate commission gave him every opportunity to participate, offered him the same thing. And he refused to do it because he's such a whiny little baby. And his whininess apparently is some kind of disease that is now infecting the rest of the party, including Ronna Romney McDaniel. So what are her demands, right? What does she want out of this debate commission? Here it is. She wants at least one debate scheduled to take place before early voting begins. All right, whatever. I understand that, sure. She also called on the Commission for Presidential Debates to establish transparent criteria for the selection of moderators and a code of conduct for them, echoing Trump's criticism about members of the media being selected to moderate debates. Who the hell do you think is going to do it? Right? That's kind of what these people do for a living. Look, I don't like them either, regardless of what side they're on. Everybody's biased. But they also know what they're doing, and for the most part, even some of the conservative ones have done a good job of trying to remain nonpartisan and just asking the damn questions. Nobody really cares about the moderator except the people at Saturday Night Live so they can mock it that coming weekend. She said the RNC wants term limits for the CPB's board of directors, which was designed to be bipartisan and include members of both parties. Weird, but okay. I mean, whatever. McDaniel asked that the CPB reply to her request by the end of July. Now, I will say, again, doing a debate before the early voting begins, I understand the importance of that, because last year all of the debates took place after early voting had begun, but if you're going to vote that early, you already know who you're going to vote for. Let's be honest, most people watch these debates knowing full well which candidate they're going to support. I mean, really, how many people actually watch these things with a critical eye saying, okay, I didn't, oh, that's interesting. I had no idea who these people were. I don't know, maybe I'm so deep into the political world that seems weird to me. Maybe most people are like that. I understand in the primaries, sure. In the primaries, you get to know these people. You get to see who's a fraud and who isn't. That's how Marco Rubio had his campaign go down in flames with the Republicans in 2015. That's how a lot of the other Democrats were exposed as not knowing what the hell they're doing in 2020. So it is what it is. The primaries is where you kind of cut bait, right? You figure out who's who, who's what, who stands for what, then they become the nominee. And honestly, by that point, most of the country knows what they're going to do. So while I'm okay with making a debate a little earlier to, make sure it starts or the debate happens before any early voting starts, I also don't think it's that necessary. Because if you're going to go and start voting in September, you knew who you were going to vote for all the way back in January. Let's be honest. So that debate is not going to change many people's minds. But the fact that she's making all these demands, a lot of them completely ridiculous, shows how terrified the Republicans are, and it shows that they're already laying the groundwork to skip out on the debates. And honestly, I hope you do. Because it worked out pretty darn well for Joe Biden last year when Donald Trump said, I'm not doing it. So if you guys want to throw a hissy fit, you want to throw a tantrum and see the whole country throw that tantrum, watch you throw that tantrum, which is what would happen, do it. Because I promise you, Ronna, it's not going to end the way that you think it is.